Hope Radio, Kingfisher FM.
The new boy in the block joining us here this morning, Vernon De Vos. I've been saying he's from Old Mutual, and he does represent Old Mutual, but he's very much an entrepreneur at heart. So, Vern, nice to have you with us.
Thanks, Gareth. Appreciate it.
I want to say Big Vern, but I know that's taken already.
No, it's not right.
It's not right.
That's not right. Yeah.
So, Vern and I know each other quite well, mainly from golf courses. But, Vern, tell us a bit about yourself and your business.
Yeah, Gareth, thanks for the opportunity, first of all. Yeah, my business is called Risk-Free Solutions. We're basically a franchise of Old Mutual. And what's interesting with us is we actually pioneered and spearheaded the franchise business with Old Mutual 15 years ago. So as I'm sitting here, we are the oldest franchise within Old Mutual.
Sure.
Head office is here in Port Elizabeth. We are situated in Cape Road. I've got a fully fledged office up in Kimberley in the Northern Cape.
Kimberley?
Yes. So that's my hometown.
There's a big hole there.
The big hole, yeah. And then I've got a fully fledged office up in Cape Town as well, and satellite offices all over South Africa.
Sure.
I've got about 22 financial advisors that work within the franchise, and I think my main focus is to bring on quality and good advisors into the Old Mutual space, and then obviously share with them our values and what we believe, and get them to interact with clients.
So recapping here, 15 years ago you started here as the first franchise from Old Mutual, and then you've expanded into all these offices.
100%.
From here?
No. So let me just clarify that. So I actually started up in Kimberley.
Okay.
So that's my hometown. And that was actually the first office.
You seem very proud of that.
I am. And then in 2006, I made the move to Port Elizabeth because I knew this franchise thing was going to take off. And I put a business plan through to the Old Mutual, and I said, listen, can I get a business up and running with the franchise up in Port Elizabeth? And they approved it. And the rest is history. 15 years ago, we're still going strong. A lot of people ask me the question, they say, Vernon, how have you done it for the last 15 years? Although me personally, I've been in the industry for over 20 years and built up a huge client base in that time. But a lot of guys say, running a team, 15 years, how have you done it? And, I always say to everybody, the main focus is you got to believe in team. You got to believe in the people around you, and you got to have a lot of fun in the process. And that's what we've done. We've built team. I think there's a saying that goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go as a group, go as a team.
Sure.
And that's what we've done. And Gareth, we've actually got a show with Ethan on Thursday at 4:30, where me and Ethan will be hosting one of my financial advisors, and we'll actually be talking about certain aspects of financial planning, certain aspects of the insurance business, and it's called Your Financial Journey, where planning matters. And then we've got a slogan which we've really adopted this year, that nobody should be left behind.
Sure.
And that's who we are.
Sure. Wow. He's loving this. He's loving this, guys. So just to recap the company's name then?
Risk-Free Solutions.
Okay.
We've got a website, www.riskfreesolutions.co.za. I want to put a bit of a disclaimer there. Our website is down. It should be up by this afternoon again. But we're on Facebook and on LinkedIn, Risk-Free Solutions.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who we are.
And these offices that you mentioned around the country, are they also Risk-Free Solutions offices?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
That's amazing. Yeah. And I suppose we should be talking in the context of 2020, because it's been quite an extraordinary year. So how have you found the market, and how are things going?
Yeah, let's face it, it's been a tough year. And I mean, even from a business point of view, it's really been a hard year and a tough year. But I think like most things in life, it's about your attitude towards everything, isn't it? And we've just taken the attitude that we've got to get through this. And we've got to get through this together. And that's been the focus. So even with our clients out there, that's why we adopted the slogan, nobody should be left behind. And if you're a client with us, we've actually said to them, listen, your financial plan matters. What we structured with you 5, 6, 10 years ago actually matters today. And although COVID-19 has hit and people found themselves in very difficult times, we thought, here's the thing that we got to stick with our clients, And the bigger business, which is Old Mutual, came up with some really, really great initiatives to help clients through that process, And yeah, so nobody was left behind. We introduced some of those initiatives to our clients, got them through majority of the situation they found themselves, and yeah, now the plan can continue. So that slogan really pushed us and helped us now during COVID-19.
Yeah, and I love what you're saying, because people have really wanted authentic. You know, there were some fly-by-nights when business started open up and people selling masks and you know, temperature guns and all sorts, but you know, all this fad is now past. We were looking for some authentic connection and relationship. And are you really interested in my portfolio? You know. Yeah. So I think what you're saying is, that's really perhaps what's made you quite successful. Is a sense of authenticity.
100%. Yeah. And I think people are looking for that. People are looking for people to be real. You know, and especially with their money.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, you can say a lot of stuff to clients, but if you're not real and you don't speak to their needs, you know, it can sound very airy-fairy.
Yeah, no, that's right. One of my favorite stories is, you know, every mate I've had started who was in insurance or whatever. It's like, let me have a look at your portfolio, you know, and they said, we'll meet with you yearly and review your policy, and then you never hear from them again, you know. It's like, come on, where's that authenticity about what we're trying to do here?
100%.
Yeah, so anyway, so obviously that's been part of your success.
Yeah, and something we focus on. We focus heavily on that, you know. Building your client base, building your practice. You know, that's one of the philosophies that we build into our franchise and into our business. You know, once you come on board with us, that's what we look at, saying, okay, now's your chance to build a practice, you know, because people will spend money with you, people will invest with you, people will trust in you.
Yes.
You know, and if you're going to be a fly-by-night, you know, that practice will not be built. In fact, you'll struggle.
Yeah, 15 years doesn't come cheaply. Huh?
Doesn't come cheaply, not at all.
All right, stay with us. Vernon De Vos joining us here from Risk-Free Solutions.
An accredited Old Mutual agency franchise.
You're just throwing Old Mutual in the side there. Okay, stay with us.
Your motivation station. This is Kingfisher FM. Kingfisher FM.
Talking of the young escape, I've got Vernon De Vos joining me here in studio.
The young Vernon De Vos.
The young Vernon De Vos from Risk-Free Solutions, part of what's the right word with Old Mutual? Yeah, an Old Mutual franchise.
Accredited Old Mutual agency franchise. That's the right word. Yeah,
I'll have to write these down. We've been talking a little about your slot on Thursday afternoons, 4:30, on the Colour Cruise with Ethan Black, and just talking about financial management. The big word we like to use is stewardship. You know, I think that's so
it's a great
important.
Word. Yeah, it's a great word. Yeah.
So just give us some advice. I mean, at the moment things are interesting around us. A lot of people financially have had to try and sell policy just to survive at the moment. There's quite a big drive in cryptocurrency. It's very big at the moment, so you can't avoid it. I mean, my next news bulletin says East London cryptocurrency trader fights to keep his business afloat. I mean, there's this desperation sometimes about what's happening around us. So what's happening in the markets? Is this a time to tighten belts? I feel like I always say that.
Yeah, I think cryptocurrency is very interesting, but I think also, you know, and I say to my clients, you know, you've got to look at your investment holistically, you know, and there are certain philosophies and certain key things that you can never move away from. Number one is how old are you? How long is your investment horizon? You know, the longer your investment horizon, 15, 20 years, the more risk you can take with your money. You know, the more you can, in brackets, you can gamble. The older you become, the less you need to do of that. And that's just so important, Gareth, because we've seen guys try to make money very quickly, and you know, if you later on in your years and you try to do that, it can actually be very crippling. You know, if you're young, you know, take the risk. You actually need to be able to beat inflation. You need to invest wisely, you need to invest cleverly, but you need to make sure your money grows, and more importantly, your money should grow higher than inflation. So the principles of investing is so important. And when I sit down, or any of my advisors sit down with any client, that's what we talk about. We talk about the principles of investing. And if we understand the principles of investing, it's easy to guide and it's easy to help clients to make good decisions. And again, if you're going to look at the crypto space, I'm not saying it's a good space or it's a bad space. I'm saying apply investment principles. You know, if you've got 100,000, you've got 10,000, and you're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm prepared to lose it, or I'm prepared to gamble with it, but it's not going to bankrupt me. It's not going to cause my family unnecessary hardship. You know, but I'm prepared to take the risk with it. By all means, you know, look into it. Who knows? It could be good. But in the back of your mind, you need to know there's a possibility I could lose it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking for more sure investments, then obviously you need to look at different financial vehicles that will offer you what you need as far as that goes. So that's my take on crypto.
Yeah, more eggs in the basket is a good approach to have, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and your
diversify your portfolio. I think that's
yeah. So we're just getting into the insurance terms here, and the other one is vehicle. What did you say? Finance vehicle.
Financial vehicle.
Yeah. That's not a car. It's
no.
Yeah.
It's an endowment, or it could be a fixed deposit.
Policy,
it could be a money market. It could be a LISP investment. It could be unit trust. It could be cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Just so a couple of interesting things. We're seeing the property market booming at the moment. We had Kobe Potgieter here 2-3 weeks ago just saying, you know, she's best months ever, you know. So we're seeing people looking for something more sustainable, and obviously that's with the interest rates being quite low. Which can also be a bit dangerous. It's a relief now, but you might have to pay a bit more later, you know. It's also maybe a bit of a dangerous space.
Yeah, no. I think the interest rates, I think that's definitely playing a huge part in the up in property prices or people buying for that matter. But, you know, as a financial advisor, my advice always is, you know, and it goes back to the basics. Start with a budget. You know, draw up a budget. You know, look at what you're spending, and within the budget, create scenarios. Say, if the interest rate goes up, how will it affect my budget? Because I think that's responsible way of looking at your finances. I think you can be irresponsible. I think you can say, well, I can buy that house, you know, because the interest rates are low, it's more or less the same at what I was paying when interest rates are high, and you can go down that road, and it's, you know, but to the budget. If the budget says, listen, if the interest rates do go up, how will it affect my budget? Then you know, you need to be cautious. So I think what I'm saying is common sense, Gareth. You know, really just common sense as far as making good financial decisions. But yeah, we see within our space and in the financial space, we see a huge uptick in the property market of people buying and people renovating and people taking out second bonds. We see that. And one's just got to be careful that, you know, once the dust settles and things go back to normality, and the governor increases the prime lending rate, you know, that you are not caught on the back foot. And that's always the fear. And I know we shouldn't operate in fear, but you know, and that is why I say you got to be wise, you know. You got to use wisdom.
Yeah, well, sort of going against everything that we're saying is this priest that won 7.2 million rand in the lotto. He was quite. What he said was being quite controversial, because he said that he's been praying for this and God's finally giving him his breakthrough, which is a bit, we know that's not really kingdom principles, you know. That's like me not going to study for my exam and asking God to give me an A.
I know.
So and we understand that God works in mysterious ways, and he knows what he's doing, and he will use these opportunities for good. But we understand that there's a sense of biblical principles of sowing and reaping and planting and investing. These are not new terms. These are biblical terms that we're trusting
100%.
So I think the advice really is, at this stage, with so much happening around us, and the desperation sometimes to find a quick fix, as property, maybe to go quickly property and whatever else is happening, it's maybe just to be a bit level-headed at this time, eh?
Yeah, I think there are good risks, calculated risks, and I think if you quiet yourself down and you do your sums and you do your budget and you look at all the different ways that things could play out, I think that's calculated, and you make your decision based on that. I think that's good. As an entrepreneur, somebody that actually thrives in that space, that's something that I focus on quite a bit. And I think there's the other side of it, where you are reckless. You're just doing it because it's an impulse. You're doing it because it feels good. And that's normally not the best way to handle any type of finances. And people normally find themselves in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So in all of this, I think you got to use a lot of wisdom. And we're excited to share some of our wisdom on Thursday.
Yes, very
with Ethan on the Color Cruise show, 4:30. We're starting this Thursday, and
Excellent.
we'll have some of my guys in studio talking about what works for them.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that, Gareth.
Very good. Well, thanks for your time. Much appreciated. And Thursday is 4:30
4:30
on Kingfisher FM. Vern, thanks for your time, bud. Cheers.
Thanks, Gareth.
Real, relevant radio. Kingfisher FM.